it's Tamara, it's Friday, and today we have a new nail tutorial. A Kawaii Spring Tokidoki Little Twin Stars 3D nail tutorial. Look at these. How cute are they? I'm obsessed. They are adorable. So, welcome if you are new and welcome back if you are not. If all of that sounds good to you, then you should probably grab a drink, grab a snack, get comfy, because we're gonna make some really cute shit. What up, homies? We're going to go through all the products that I'm using. So if you want to follow along, you can. Or if you're just nosy, here they are. Lots of good stuff. Juicy, milky, syrups, glitters. Like that fantastic Mayan Bee glitter. If you don't have it, get it. I swear to you, you will not regret it. All of these products, though, faves. I love them so much. There's not one thing in here that I'm like, it's okay, I could live without it. No, these are all amazing. This is brand new. Do you peep that? The clear Crisania clay. That shit comes out today. It drops today, so be on the lookout for that because she is very, very nice. Julime. Yum, yum, yum. My holy Colbos. Can't live without those. They're Embo gels. They're creamy. They're yummy. They look good enough to eat, to be honest. And the packaging is so cute. And then my Crisania clays. Of course. We love those. So, I'm starting out prepped. We're ready to go. I'm going in with the Leave Fanfare Blues. I love this collection so much. They're so pretty. I am using the Après XXL squares, if you're wondering. I use them all the time. They're my favorite. I prep all of my nails, whether I'm doing press-ons, Gel X, anything. I am prepping. You won't catch me. You won't catch me outside with non-prepped nails. And what does that mean, you might ask? Of course I buff, but even with like these square nails are decently tapered a little bit. They're not like the widest of squares, and I love me a tapered square. So I always taper more. So I bring in the end a little bit. I taper it. I always round out the cuticles. I can spot every single nail when I see people use them. If they haven't shaped them, if they haven't customized them, I can spot it a mile away. They'll have a square cuticle. The cuticle will be thick and kind of sitting above their actual cuticle just the slightest bit. It just, I promise you, I can tell. So let me know if you want me to do a video on like prep of like my nails, because I never show that because it takes me a while. It takes me a long time before I even start slapping on the paint. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see, because I actually don't think I've ever showed you guys what I do to prep my nails, and it's a pretty big deal, because if I don't do it, I will not like the nails. So I don't not do it. I always do it. It is the #1 most important thing to me when it comes to a set of nails. So let me know. All right, so we're doing a second coat. I just wanted it to be a little bit more opaque. If I'm ever wanting a milky jelly, like a pastel milky jelly, this is the collection I'm going for, the Leave Fanfare. They are perfection. They're creamy, buttery, they self-level, and the colors, you know me and milky jellies. You'll probably hear about milky jellies about 2,500 times in this video. As per usual, you know me and you know me very well. I love my I love my milky jellies. Next, we are going to wipe off that sticky layer, also known as the inhibition layer. We don't want the stickiness on our nails. If I'm ever doing any sort of nail art, I'm wiping that shit off. Unless it's a non-wipe gel I use, but if they're sticky, I'm taking it off. I'm wiping it off. And or I'm putting a matte top coat on. Always do nail art on a matte surface. Trust me on this. I've talked to you guys about it a million times. This little palette from Mythmillo. Their Greedy Cake Gel. For one, the packaging, adorbs. But what's inside of it? Even better. They are like... I've never had a nail art palette with this texture. Like, as you can see, they're very shiny. They're like... it's so hard for me to, like, not dig my brush in there and just swirl it all around because they're like... I imagine if, say, fondue was, like, shiny. I feel like that's what it would feel like. But in, like, a compact. Like, if you compacted fondue, made it shiny, and put it in a little compact, and then put your brush in it, I feel like that's what these would be. They are glorious. Please, Mythmillo, if you're out there in the void somewhere, please make colored ones. I want a pastel version. I want a bright version. Please give it to me. I would buy it in literally not even 2 seconds. I would buy it now. I'd buy it now. Okay, so I just did Frenches. Excuse me. I did some Frenchies on all the nails. I love a good French. I love a good white French. So that's what I did. Just a little slight curvy little French. This is my Miss Pink nail palette, also a must. We are using my Cocoist Longer Skinny Liner Gel. Look at how skinny she is. And smooth. These Cocoist brushes I adore. They're so good. Okay, whenever I'm using a liner brush, you will see me doing this exact movement when I dip my brush into the gel. It's important so you get your brush fully coated in the gel, especially if you're doing line work, but honestly, like any sort of nail art that you're using a liner brush for, you always want to dip that brush in your little puddle of gel and wiggle, 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 pull. Wiggle, 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 pull. So you're going to turn your brush like 3 times, just like this. I'm going to keep turning so that all the way around the brush, I'm wiggling and pulling and wiggling and pulling and wiggling and pulling, because that allows the gel to completely soak all the way through the brush. And when you're pulling it throughout all the hairs so it's evenly on the brush. Do not ever do line work or nail art when you have a blob of gel hanging off the bottom of your brush. Don't do it. You'll end up with a mess. Don't do it. You won't end up with a clean line. Don't do it. Just trust me. When you do it this way, the brush is completely coated. Everything's good. You can get great lines. Everything goes on evenly. You know what? It wouldn't be a nail tutorial over here in these parts if we didn't use the Cocoist Nail Thoughts Milky Base. It just wouldn't. I can't. I don't think... I think I've made a rule for myself that I can't do a set of nails without this. I have to add some sort of like milky layer on top of something. Something in the nail set. Like I have to. So I'm putting this on top of the striped nails that we did. The striped Frenchies, I'm just putting it on the French part. I'm not putting it on the blue part. I just think it adds like this nice touch that I just love. All right, we're using the Function of X Ceramic Matte Top Coat, the #1 matte top coat of all time. I've been trying to find dupes, especially in the Korean space. I think the Devok Zero Matte is very, very close. That could be a contender, honestly. So if you're looking for a matte top coat, one of those two can't go wrong. Yogurt nail gel. What? Am I saying that right? I think I just glitched. Yogurt nails gel. Yogurt nails gel. Their Ballerina 2 collection. Stunning. So I'm using 2 of the blues from it. It's a very blue heavy collection. And boy, are they gorgeous. They're jellies and they're filled with reflective, mainly like reflective bright blues, glitters, like different blues. And then there's some different colors in there, but like the blues just pop. They pop at you. I love these. They're very pretty. So I'm just putting them, I'm using 2 of the blues and I'm putting them on the base, the cuticle area. Now we're getting out our Cressania clays. You guys, well, we're getting out 1 Cressania clay, the white. Did you know that she's dropping a pastel collection today? Today. A whole pastel collection. And you guys, they are named after food. Like there's like a banana pudding color. Oh, they literally, I'm telling you, I might sneak a bite. They look delicious. And she's dropping this. Her clear clay. I've been trying this for like the last week now. I really like it. I really like it. So I'm busting out my Cressania sculpting tools as per usual. And don't forget the gloves. Put those suckers on. If I catch you using clays without your freaking gloves, I'm coming after you. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so we're using some white, about 50-50, white and clear. We're going to mix them together. We're going to make some clouds. Look at that. She is beauty. She is grace. And she's not a sticky mess. We love that with our clays, especially clears. Clears can be hard. Clears and jelly clays, they can get sticky. And look at how clear. I highly recommend. So, like I said, fitty mix. Squish them together. Mix them up. We're making clouds today. So, you could totally just do this with white, but you know me. I have to be extra at all times. So, I just wanted it to be like just the slightest bit transparent. You know, you're not gonna be able to see through it. Honestly, if I didn't tell you I didn't put clear in it, you probably wouldn't know. But I think it just made a slight difference, a difference enough that that's what I did. So we're gonna make some balls. As you can see, that one ball just got a little bit smaller. I think I switched it out and I tried to hide it from you, but so we're just making a bunch of little balls. They don't have to be the same size. They can all be different. And you're just going to cluster them together on the nail, tap them together. Boom. You really don't have to do much after that. You don't have to like shape them or anything. They should be good to go. Now we're going to use this little tiny star mold. These are Function of X fine print gels. They are thick. They're basically like an embo gel, but slightly thinner and stretchier. They're really good for like fine detail work, hence the name. I just wanted to use these in here because for one, the colors were exactly what I was looking for, and they were just kind of easy to like get on a brush and just pack in the mold. These molds, since they're clear, they cure. You'd never want to use a non-clear mold when you're using gel products, just FYI. Because you're going to put the gel in the mold like this, and then you're going to put it in your light, cure it, and then you're going to flip the mold over and cure it again. So you know that charm is getting cured all the way through. Even with tiny little babies like this, you still want to do it. I've made bigger charms and only put it in one side and then took it out, pushed it on the nail, and it exploded. It splooged right out of the middle. Gel. You don't want that to happen. That's how we get gel allergies, and none of us want that. We want to be doing nails. So, since I didn't cure that cloud, I'm able to just lightly push the little star into the cloud and then cure it. So I'm just going to make one more cloud, more balls, make more balls, push all your balls together. About 5 balls or so. However many balls you want to make. Do that. And then put them on there and tap them together. And then take your little star, pick its spot, and then just push it in there a little bit. Boop. Now we cured. So easy. So easy, I'm telling you. Make some clouds. Put some stars in it. It's satisfying. They look so cute. This is where like the little twin star aspect came from, was the clouds with the little pastel stars. Okay, our gal, Tokidoki. We've made her before, but we're making a very tiny little version of her today. So again, Corsagna clays. We are getting the green and the nude pink. Pink nude. So you're going to take a little glob of the green. I really like these clays. They're really easy to work with. They're like just wet enough. They're not like wet, but they just have enough moisture in them that they're easy to mold. You know what I mean? Like some other clays can be too dry and that just, they crumble and it's a mess. These are like perfect texture. So take your little ball and just kind of pat it out. I'm using a palette instead of doing it on the nail this time. I just thought it would be easier to make it on a palette, especially with green on top of a white French. I just didn't want a chance, like, if I mess up, I'm going to get green all over my Frenchie. Sometimes it's just easier to make it on a palette. So now I had made my little ball. I've tapped it out a little bit. And then I made my little snaky because we're making her ears. So whenever I want 2 or more things to be the same size, I do the snake method, which I want to thank a few of you for, because you guys are so smart. You told me about it. So cut your little snaky in half because we want 2 parts. We are making her little ears. They're little cactuses on top of her head. So I basically just like rolled up that little piece and then pinched it just a tiny bit on one side so that it was a little bit skinnier, and then I just stuck them on top of her head. Boop, boop, boop. Honestly, super easy. She's just very small, so it does take a little bit more time, but now take your brush. You're going to dip it in alcohol. That's what that little bowl is down there. I always dip my brush in alcohol and then I will pat it on a paper towel to just so it's not like dripping wet, and then I will use that brush to smooth out and pat my clay so it's nice and smooth, you know? Now I've taken a tiny little ball of that pink nude, and that is going to be her face. I wanted to use that instead of painting it. I just wanted to do some layers. I did kind of screw up a little bit. Okay, I'll tell you guys because you're my friends. The pink nude is slightly translucent, just a touch. So as you can see, she's looking a little gray because I can see the green through her little face. So Tokidoki is a little unwell, but aren't we all? So, oh well. Now I'm just getting out some colors for her face. This is the Poach It Cheeks gel. It's just like a coral jelly. So any coral, any pink jelly will do. What did I even... This gel is made for cheeks. So I think that's what I ended up using it for, is her little cheeks. So Corsagna's 6mm liner brush. Skinny AF. Like I've said before, so skinny. Can't even see her sideways, and that's how we love it. That's how we love our brushes. The Tenchi 3mm brush. I am so sorry, you guys. You cannot get these anymore. I love these brushes. I'm pretty positive Corsagna has a 3mm brush or a small, short liner brushes, and her liner brushes I think are even skinnier. So right now I'm just painting on the hair. I'm doing brighter pink, lighter pink, brighter pink, just little lines up there in the corner. I didn't show you guys a ton of this because we've made her before. So if you want to see me like paint her actual face, I have a whole Tokidoki tutorial somewhere on here. And it's a bigger Tokidoki. It's easier to see. This Make and Charm gel is the shit. It is so good, you guys. It is so thick and stretchy. You put this on the nail, then you put a charm on top of it, and that shit ain't going anywhere whether it's cured or not. It just stays. You know, I had been using like a glob of clear clay. I use this instead now. This works like just as well. It's so good, and it comes in a pair. You get that, and you get a sealer pot that you use like a liner brush in and seal the charm all the way around with that one. So good. So good. Okay, this shit I got at AliExpress. We've seen this in a haul before. I'm obsessed, and I have all the other colors in my cart now because look at how easy this is. I just put the tiny little tip in there, moved it around, put a little blob, boom, done. All right, we are using the green fine print from Function of X for her little spikies, her little cactus spikes. So basically, you're just blobbing it on there and then pull one up, cure. You want to cure each one individually. Otherwise, they will like eventually move back down. But this little star we're going to put on her little face right above her hair. I feel kind of bad I didn't show doing the nail or the art on her face, but like I said, we've done her before, so if you want to see that, just go watch that other video. It was kind of hard for me to do this and film because it was so tiny, like her little tiny eye, her little tiny eyeliner, and her little tiny mouth. It was killing me, but I got it. So I think it was like blurry because my hand was in the way, so there's that. But I have it. I have it in a video. Go look at the Tokidoki. I did a full Tokidoki set, and oh my god, it's like one of my favorites. Okay, now I'm just using a brighter pink on that light pink star to fill it in, so it just looks like it has like a light pink outline all the way around it. So adorable. I really love how she turned out. I'm just sad that her widow face is a little bit gray. Okay, Clody stars. We're going to mix those with the Cressania clear clay. Now, if you've been around, if you watch my videos, you know that I found a good dupe for the Clody stars. They're literally an exact dupe. Like, I'm not kidding, they're exact. They're the exact same stars. You get all the colors except for, I think you get a white instead of 2 pinks. And they're like a couple bucks. And we all know Clody be expensive. So, they're on AliExpress, the other stars, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I think it was in my first this or that video that I showed you guys that one. I'd be finding some good dupes. Okay, so I just mixed up some of those stars in with the clear clay, and then I made my little snaky, and then I'm cutting the little snaky in half because, can you guys guess what we're going to make? Bows. So we're just going to make 2 bows on the very top of that, on the French of those nails. And, oh, I had to use this. You guys, I want to buy stock in this product. It is, look at it. I don't even need, I don't even need to say anything. Look at it. Those flakes, I have said it before and I'll say it again. I'm positive that the aliens that we all know that we now have, they had to have brought those flakes down here, let alone like this whole product, but like they're so stunningly sparkly, bright, amazing. I don't know where on earth they would have came from. Either the depths of the ocean or way out in space. One of the two, but I have never seen anything like it. It is out of this world. Look at it, and I have a hole in my glove. Don't look at it. I'm embarrassed. Don't look at my hole. Okay, so I just took those 2 little, I'm taking the 2 little parts of that snake, and I am making a bow, like I said. So I just took those, and I always, like, I make balls, but I pinch the ball a little bit in the middle, so it's more of like a rounded triangle, and then I put the skinny triangle towards the middle, and then I flip-flop that on the other side so they meet in the middle. And now I'm just taking my sculpting brush from Cressania to just kind of like tap around and make sure everything is smoothed out and rounded. And then her pointy silicone tool, I always press that right in the middle and kind of wiggle it on like out a little bit so it looks like a bow. Because bows have those indents. Now I'm taking that gorgeous space star and squishing it right in the middle because I didn't cure the bow yet. I left it wet, so or not wet, but you know what I mean, soft. So I put that bow right in the middle and just pushed it down. Now I'm just kind of cleaning up the bottom and top part so that there's no, you don't see like the bow sticking out underneath or on top of the star. I want it to look nice and pinched in the middle. I love how these bows turned out. Look at them. Like the most kawaii thing. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? They're so cute. They're so cute. I love putting glitters inside clear clay. Nothing makes me happier. I just think, like, you can't go wrong. Okay, Sissy pastel clays. I would be using the Cressania the Cressania pastel clays, but they are not here yet. I have not got them yet. But if you guys want them, like I said, they come out today. But the sissy ones are nice. I prefer croissants because they have just a little bit more moisture in them. The sissy ones are a little bit drier. I still like the sissy clays. I have like both collections that they came out with. But croissants are just a little bit more soft and have just a tiny bit more moisture in them, so it just makes it a little bit easier to like mold everything. But I'm just taking a ball and putting it on my palette, and then my sculpting brush that I had already dipped in alcohol and dabbed off. I'm just using that to kind of tap and round out the ball. And now I'm doing lots of snakes today. One more snake, cutting it in half. We are making a little bear. So right now I'm making her ears. You just want to make 2 tiny little balls. Honestly, they could have been bigger. I'm not going to lie. I didn't love the ears, but we're going to fix them. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. The bear wasn't my favorite of all the things that we're making, but it happens sometimes, you know. She's still cute. She's still cute. So just put your little balls on top of her head like so. We're taking more of that charm glue. I just use a dotting applicator. You can use a brush, whatever you want. And then just putting a glob on the nail wherever you're going to put your little bear head. If you guys have not tried this charm adhesive, please try it. They have a mini one too. They have a mini set, and then this is the bigger set. So you can try like the mini one first if you want, but they're so good. Like, do you see? Like, that bear head, she's small, but she's not, like, tiny. She doesn't move around at all. She stays on that nail. I could hold her sideways. Not going anywhere. Magic. 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 We're going to paint her little face. So I'm just using some pastel blue on my croissant brush. Pretty sure it's the 6mm again. Now, I always, usually anyways, start with doing the nose in the middle when I'm doing a face, because I like to be able to map out where everything is. If the nose is centered, then I can kind of like eyeball where the eyes should be, right? So I had already done the nose. I just put a tiny little beep beep for the nose. And then right eye, left eye, you know? Pretty easy. You just put the brush down basically, and I usually just kind of move it like up and down a little bit and then get like the rounded shape. You could also use a dotting tool if you want. I just feel like these brushes are so skinny that it's really, it makes it pretty easy to use a brush. And then you can always just clean up a little bit with a little cleanup brush. I think I just dipped it in a little bit of alcohol, dabbed it off, and then just went around to make that eye a little bit smaller, because her left eye was a little bit larger than her right one, which we cannot be having. She'll be looking crazy, which we don't want today anyways. So, cure that. I put a little bit of blue inside her ears. Forgot to tell you guys that. So now, I'm just going to clean that off. Just wipe it off so we can put some white on there. I'm just putting like a tiny bit of white right inside of her eyes, just to give it a little bit of a sparkle. Honestly, her eyes are so tiny. Otherwise, I probably would have done like a little bit of white and then like a tiny little like sparkle, you know? But her eyes were way too small. I couldn't fit a sparkle in there, sadly. But she's still cute. I just wanted to put like something a little bit extra instead of just leaving a blue dot for her eyeballs. I wanted her to actually be able to see, you know? Because I'm nice. So I just took like a tiny bit of white and just boop, 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 right in there. Again, you're going to see this stuff a million times in this video because I love it. It's one of my favorite products now. I don't know why. I've had it for a while and I just didn't use it that often. Like I said, I've been using like clear clay for bigger things, or probably like the Gin B for other like smaller stuff. I don't know why I've just been neglecting this stuff because it is so good. So, like I said, her little ears are too little. I didn't like them and I had already cured them, so I was screwed. So I was like, I'm not I'm not starting this whole nail over. She's already glued down. Like, we're going to put stars on her ears instead, which goes with the aesthetic anyways. You can usually fix it, you know? I didn't like the ears, so I just felt like they were too small. So I'm like, these stars would be perfect. It's going to look like she has like little star space buns, you know? I love that for her. So I just used like a purple and a pink star that we had made in the molds. Look how cute she is. Okay, this is from Poach It. It is their white Embo gel in a tube. Any white Embo gel will work. I like using one in a tube for something like this. I'm making like a little bunny. It's so easy. It's literally just like 3 bloop, 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 you know? So you're just gonna take your Embo gel in a tube and just put it over the nail and just kind of like bloop, bloop, bloop up and down to get until you get like the right amount on there. And then I always just kind of like go around to make a circle or a ball, whatever. So I just do that until I have like enough. I'm just going to keep going around a little bit. And then you will use a brush to just kind of clean it up. I really didn't have to do much. This stuff, like literally most Embo gels, especially Korean Embo gels, they just kind of like bloop out where they need to go. They're like magic. I don't know. So I just took my brush and just kind of like went around a little bit and just pulled some parts up so it was nice and rounded and like the edges were like soft. So you just want to do that until you get the shape that you want. I just use a little liner brush and then we're going to cure that so she stays in place because we don't want it melting all over the place. I'm doing like a small bunny. All the charms are going to be very small. I didn't want like big charms. I wanted little tiny charms. So instead of using the tube this time, I put it on my liner brush because I'm doing her ears and they're smaller. I didn't want to take the chance of like squeezing out too much and the tip is too big for what I was trying to do. So I just took a little bit and I made the little ball on the end and I'm just pulling it down to meet her head. When you're pulling it down, you want to kind of put the brush in and press lightly. You don't want to like put it in and then like pull down. You're just going to like drag down that whole ball. You want to put it in just at like the top and just lightly pull down until you meet the head. And then you'll get like the right shape. It'll be nice and skinny at the bottom and fat on the top, which is what I was going for. So we're just doing the same thing for her other ear. I love making bunnies. They're so easy to make and they're so cute. So cute. So boom, that's literally it. I didn't cut out parts. Like, I mean, obviously there was little bits that I cut out, but it was like I didn't do any extra shaping or anything. That was making bunnies is so quick, especially with a product like that. I love it. They're so fun to make. So now we're doing her little face. And earlier when I said I always and then like usually do the nose first, I don't know what was going on in my brain. I was probably starving to death and not thinking. For some reason I didn't do her nose first, but it worked out. Thank you, Jesus. I did her eyes first and then I did the nose. So I'm using pink. I did a pink eye. A pink eye on one side and a pink eye on the other. If that's not obvious. You guys, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. So for her little mouth area, instead of doing her nose first, I'm doing her little mouth. So I'm just going up like a half circle on one side, like going up, and then I just flip it over and do the same thing for the other side. And then I do her little nose, which is like a tiny little triangle. It's pretty easy. You just need to have like a really small brush. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for the skinniest nail brushes, Press-Ons. Those are the skinniest. I had bought those and I believe it was I had those and then Sweetie Nail Supply sent me their new collection at the same time. We were comparing them. If you guys watched that video, they're very close, but I think Press-Ons is just slightly skinnier. Like those bitches are skinny. I love those liner brushes. Those and the Sweetie brushes, highly recommend. The Press-Ons, the Sweetie, and the KAWAII brushes are my 3 favorite brush lines. So, so good. So you see me doing the wiggle and pull again. I told you, I always do that. So now we're going to make some flowers because we're making spring nails. I said F winter. We're going right into spring. I'm over it. So for the flowers, it's pretty self-explanatory. They're easy. I'm just taking some green, starting from the bottom and just pulling up a little bit to make a stem. We're going to make 2 flowers, so 2 stems. And then you're just going to do a couple little leaves on the base of them. So you're just going to use your little liner brush and just kind of start at the bottom and just pull up in the shape of a little leaf. Very easy. Very easy. I just kind of like do like little half moons, basically. Or like, I guess, would it be a full? No, not a full moon. A half moon. I was right. Okay, we're going to use the Ho-Ho-Lee Colbos. Another favorite product of mine. I love these. This is their original collection, and I got this collection like right when I started my YouTube channel. I think it was like one of my very first videos. I did a haul. This is their new collection. I still need to swatch them. I'm so annoyed with myself. But this is their new collection. I'm just using the purple from it. I love this purple. Look at it. We're going to make flowers with it. So I made the stems in just regular nail art gel. I wanted the flowers to be 3D, so I'm using the purple Colbo gel for the flowers. So I'm using my dotting tool and just doing like separate little balls, just bloop, 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 and then do a little circle and then pull up, cure. Bloop, 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 do a little circle, pull up, cure. So I did 5 little balls like that. Make sure you cure in between each ball so they don't like connect with each other. The Colbo Embo gels will stay like pretty puffy whether you cure it or not, but I just didn't want them to all like combine into one big blob, you know? So then I'm just using the yellow for the center of the flower, the pollen. Just putting a little blob right there in the middle. And there we go. They're super easy to make, obviously. And they're so cute. So now we're going to use their like light brown color to make a tiny little bear. I'm like, there's too much white space on these nails. We need more little characters. So again, you guys, I swear to you, this stuff really is easy. Just put like a little blob down and then use a little liner brush to just make sure it's like nice and round and plump. You really don't have to do much. These Embo gels I don't know how they do it, but they just do it, you know? They just plump out and make your life and your nail job so easy. I am going to make his little ears. I tried to do it first with this little dotting tool, and then I realized it was a lot easier to just do it with a liner brush, so I was able to get a little bit more product on it and be a little bit more precise and like get it to do what I wanted easier with the liner brush. So that's how I would recommend doing it. And then cure it. And look at him. So cute. We're going to use this Myth Mellow Cake Gel palette again, and we're going to use this caramel color. Look at that. Ugh. It literally looks like caramel. They're so creamy. So I'm just putting that color inside of his little ears and then his little face. Or no, I'm using the black. I'm using the black for his face. Excuse me. So I did a little dot for his nose, but I wanted it to be more of a triangle. And since it was so tiny, it was easier for me to just put the little dot there and then use my cleanup tool to kind of drag up and out diagonally to make, on both sides, to make a triangle with that. And then I did the same mouth that we did with the bunny, just like a little half circle up and then a little half circle up. And his little eyes. He's so cute. We're going to use my gorgeous opal pastel crystals. I love these, and my whole little organizer is so satisfying to look at. Look at these tiny little hearts. And then these little stars. I wish I had smaller stars. I am on the hunt for tiny, like the size of those little hearts. I need them. I need them. So again, with the charm gel, I'm just putting a couple little blobs. I just wanted to fill up a little bit more of the white space on the nails with some of those crystals. So cute. All right, we're using the Crazy Top Standard Gel instead of the thick gel today because I had a lot of stuff to cover. I didn't have anything that I needed the thick gel to like fill out. I just wanted a really shiny top coat. So I used the standard because it is a little bit thinner. I love this stuff. It is so shiny. I covered everything, even the crystals. Covered it all. Turned out so cute. We're all done. What do you think? I think they're so cute, so springy, which makes me so excited for spring. I cannot even. I just can't. Her little face could definitely use a little tan. She's a little ghostly, but summer's coming. Summer's coming, Tokidoki. I'm sorry. You'll get some sun, but look at how cute. These took me literally forever. I think they're adorable. I just wanted like really tiny, kawaii, cute girl things, you know? So, let me know what you think. Do we like them? Do we love them? Do we hate them? Do we think, they're okay? Let me know. But don't let me know if you hate them. Only let me know if you love them. Don't hurt my feelings. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when I post. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you very, very soon.